covering Northern California. You're watching Action News Now, coverage you can count on.
It was not based on my merit and my work ethic and my ability to manage the elections office. It was politically motivated.
Controversy in Shasta County after the longtime elections employee is let go. We speak with the former assistant registrar of voters after the unexpected firing. Plus, new at 6, we're all feeling the pain of the high cost of energy, the new statewide program that could help keep money in your pocket. And happening right now, a town hall meeting on how to save the only emergency medical center in Glenn County. It's a call to action for the community on how to keep the doors open at Glenn Medical Center Emergency Room in Willows. Now, we told you last week that it's at risk of closure after losing its critical access designation, which provides funding. The Centers for Medicare and Medicaid notified the hospital that it no longer meets the geographic distance requirement for the designation, and that's because Colusa Medical Center is 35 miles away. Now, local leaders plan to talk about the impacts of the closures at that meeting, which is now underway, and they're talking about rural areas like Elk Creek.
It's going to be a monumental cost for the county, and lives are going to be lost. And you know, if you're talking about our tribal partners up that are 25 miles away as it is, they have to be transported to Colusa or to Enloe. You're talking an hour and a half trip, and yeah, people are gonna have, it's gonna be a negative impact to our community.
That town hall meeting started about half an hour ago. It includes time for questions on potential closure and how people can show support for the hospital. If you still want to try to make the meeting, it's happening at the Ark Christian Center in Willows. New at 6, police in Redding arrested a man they say had enough fentanyl to potentially kill 73,000 people. Police say it came after an investigation launched earlier this month into Haley Johnson. They say that early this morning, officers saw Johnson driving on Interstate 5, pulled Johnson over and conducted a warrant search that turned up nearly 150 grams of what they believe is fentanyl. Johnson is facing charges under Prop 36 for being in possession of more than 100 grams, and that would include a mandatory minimum sentence of 5 years if convicted. An Oroville man will spend the rest of his life in prison for sexually assaulting 2 young girls. Jason Pearl was handed down that sentence of 105 years to life, plus an additional 17 years for the 11 convictions of his sexual assaults. Pearl abused victims in 2008 when they were just ages 4 and 6. They're now in their 20s. The 2 both testified against him in court. He was convicted May 6. We're continuing to track the juniper fire. It's now 49 acres. It has not grown in 2 days since breaking out in the afternoon 2 days ago. It's 35% contained. This is time-lapse video from when the fire first broke out. Significant smoke covered the area, and you can see some significant smoke there yesterday afternoon. And there's the same area now. Obviously, the fire is out, but the danger is not completely over until it's contained. But things have settled down, and firefighters have clearly made excellent progress getting that fire out. And tracking fire conditions throughout our area, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Howie Gordon.
Yeah, firefighters have done a great job with that fire and the other one today, Alan. Now, conditions have helped as well. We're not as gusty as we were yesterday, and the wind, you know how that plays a huge monumental factor in fire control and containment, and the winds are helping us by being on the weaker side today. I can't say the same for the heat and the moisture levels in the atmosphere, because those are taking turns for the worse. You're seeing, remember, 15 or lower, very, very dangerous, and we're getting pretty close to 15 across the area due to these temperatures being on the rise. Look at these temperatures in the mid to upper 90s in the valley. Even at the moment, they're going to be on the hotter side with a heat advisory on Saturday and Sunday. And then for tomorrow, hey, I like this that the winds aren't that bad, but we do heat up more and moisture levels start to lower, but still we're going to keep fire risk on the low side due to weaker winds and soil still drying out, Alan.
Thanks, Howie. Fire season is here, and if you don't know your evacuation zone, you'll want to educate yourself, and we'll help you to do that with our website, actionnewsnow.com. Just search Know Your Zone. Crews quickly put out a fire near Paradise this afternoon before it burned through an acre. It broke out east of Skyway just after 2 at Skyway Crossroad Road and burned through about 3/4 of an acre. CAL FIRE says the fire was caused by a construction company performing work in the area and that they put it out before about a half hour. New developments today. One of the 2 teens arrested for planning an attack against a Tehama County middle school earlier this month appeared in court. One of the teens appeared in court, and both teens are charged with multiple felonies. And we asked what those charges are, but the DA's office in Tehama County says they cannot tell us. Officials say the 14 and 15-year-olds were behind a thwarted plot targeting Evergreen Middle School in Cottonwood. Authorities were tipped off by an online gamer all the way across the country in Tennessee who said one of the suspects started talking about a manifesto. The Tehama County DA's office says one of the suspects will return to court June 5th, the other June 3rd. A man is currently in custody for arson connected to the Blue Fire in Siskiyou County. CAL FIRE law enforcement arrested the 22-year-old. They say lit an unsafe campfire near Bluegill Drive in Hornbrook 2 days ago that caused the fire. We're working to learn the name of the suspect and we'll keep you up to date with the latest information. Joanna Franciscat is speaking out tonight. We told you Tuesday that she was fired from her position by the newly appointed Registrar of Voters, Clint Curtis, in Shasta County. Franciscat says her firing earlier this week came as a shock. She said she hadn't even met Curtis nor talked with him since he took his position. She says on Tuesday, though, he called her in and she was told that she was an at-will employee and that she was being let go without reason. She says it was not based on her work ability or work ethic, but was politically motivated.
It was not based on my merit and my work ethic and my ability to manage the elections office. It was politically motivated.
In a statement, Curtis defended his decision, saying it was a trade-off for Franciscat making a 6-figure salary without a college degree. He says he doesn't understand why Franciscat feels entitled to her former position. Franciscat and Curtis will run against each other for the county's clerk and registrar of voters position in the June 2026 primaries. So far, they are the only 2 who have announced a candidacy for that position. The Siskiyou County Sheriff's Office has identified the woman who drowned in the Upper Sacramento River as 66-year-old Jin Yen Lee of Irvine. Sheriff's deputies say her son called them 5 days ago after his mother lost her footing near Hedge Creek Falls and was swept a mile downstream by the time rescuers pulled her from the water. Despite life-saving measures, rescuers were not able to save her life. Graduation season is in session at Butte College after tonight. The newest group of auto technicians can enter the workforce. Action News Now reporter Margot Rowe is live at the Butte College Skyway Center. So what can you tell us about the skills of these particular students, Margot?
Alan, these students are taking away a number of skills under the various programs that the Auto Technology Department has to offer, from general automotive repair to diesel vehicle repair to even career training skills. Now, the department chair of the Auto Tech program, Craig Kelp, explained to me that there is a demand for auto technicians since an older generation of technicians are retiring. And this year, over 24 students are graduating, and many of them are entering our local workforce.
Currently, I have 27 students graduating this program. Some of them with a combination of a general certificate, some with also diesel and Honda. They combined it. They're going to be, most of them have jobs already lined up, and the rest will be looking for jobs this summer.
My goal is to work with a manufacturer, and I recently got a job with Orville Ford. So I'm going to continue with that and see how that goes.
Kelp says several of the students will not only be walking away with certifications, but also an associate's degree in automotive technology. And there will be another ceremony held for those students on tomorrow at Butte College. Reporting live in Chico, I'm Margot Rowe for Action News Now.
Thank you, Margot. And then Vanessa Hill, who we just heard from there, was the top tech runner-up for the class of 2025. She graduated with her husband, who was also in the program, and their 5 kids got to watch them earn their certificates. New at 6, a new $280 million initiative could help you install some solar panels. The California Public Utility Commission launched the program to help low-income utility customers install the panels along with battery storage systems, and when combined with a federal tax credit, would likely cover the full cost. Installing storage and solar systems could help lower the price of your energy bills and provide backup power during outages. For more information or to apply, we have a link on our website at actionnewsnow.com. Now, a heads up out on the road, the 2025 construction season is officially underway in Chico. City Public Works Engineering Department says this year's projects aim to improve safety, connectivity, and quality of life across the community. This is a look at some of the work they got done last season. This year, the city will invest $22 million into roadways and bridges, sewers, and neighborhood infrastructure. Key projects include the Salem Street Bridge replacement over Little Chico Creek, rehab work on parts of Bruce Road, Chico Canyon Road, and California Park Drive. Those start Monday and already underway, replacing approximately 2,500 linear feet of aging sewer pipeline. You can find the full list of projects on our Action News Now homepage. Money for the work comes from local, state, and federal partners. After weeks of delay, a program that could get you a free e-bike is back up and running. We'll show you how you can get yours. Plus, local art is transforming a city street. We'll show you how some Chico students are celebrating the end of the school year.